Good afternoon, good evening, good night, my dear students. I hope everyone is doing fine and your exams will take off nicely for you. That is what we desire for you. Okay. My name is Dr. Nancy Miles Bafo Jimfi. I'm sure you would know by now. And I speak now as the examiner of the course UGRC 150 currently, critical thinking, practical reasoning. I want to give you a quick feedback like I do always, especially when one or two people have concerns that may put them in a certain frame of mind as they write their exam. So it's a quick feedback. I would have wanted to discuss the entire, exam questions for you to see if we were just obeying simple instructions and you were engaging the content like many of you were doing. And I've received some, nice commendations from some of you. Some, just acknowledging the content, the delivery, the concern for student welfare that they have seen exhibited by faculty of the course, but also the impact that the course have made and how the examining modes were a bit more, accessible to all students. Some have done that, but you would still have a few who have what they think is a concern. And because I like to be responsive, I don't like to assume that, well, you know you are right. And so sometimes you help people come to terms with perhaps what they didn't do right or what they thought they knew by giving clarity. So I like to feedback a lot, and you would bear me out in this course already. So you wrote yesterday, the 30th of April 2023, which is the end of the first semester, you know, exam. Second semester hasn't started, but this course is run first sem, second sem, then end of the first sem as a supplementary, end of the second sem semester, as a supplementary. So it's done 4 times in a year. You just rotate. It's an unusual way of, burdening faculty because of the numbers, the need for the course to be taken by all students that want a degree in the University of Ghana. We want to make sure you are a critical thinker and you reason practically so that the disciplines you focus on will have relevance to everyday life. You think critically about the matter. So we do it 4 times a year. First sem, second sem. So sometimes whilst you are doing the first semester end of semester exam for the student, you are also doing the supplementary of the previous semester and stuff like that. It is therefore neither here nor there if you believe you saw, a second semester listed on the template. The template is there. The university has a template for exam, all exams, so it's there. And so uh, you see second semester of 2022-2023. So what? So it gives you an excuse. It's only a bad workman that quarrels with his tools. You see, it's a very bad workman's attitude to do that. Which question did you see on your question paper? And now I'm addressing maybe I could say 2 or 3 people because the emails I've seen so far are not many. Just that one person presents himself as representing collective. And I say, that's funny. I'm asking for so and so group. I don't want to, bother the student group because they will say, but you who said you should go and speak for us? Me, I was fine. I was fine. I'm just waiting to see whether I made the A or maybe it's a B plus or there will be an upward shift after total marks have been computed. Don't go and complicate my life for me, But it's just about 2 or 3 emails I've seen, and it was just yesterday. So I like to quickly respond to help people. Look, second semester is not yet in for 2022 and 2020. We haven't even started. We are in the vacation. And that's for regular student main campus of the first semester of 2022-2023. So stop being petty, people. You didn't see it up. My brother, I speak for you and others like you may not have the vim to come and talk about it. Pray for grace and say that, oh, this lady or this team of people have been extremely liberal. So let's hope that we'll have some liberal marking because the multiple choice questions generally doesn't sometimes help students. If we had our own way, critical thinking would be what it is. You will think critically and write. essays, but the numbers are huge. We can still ask high ordered questions, even in MCQs. But you know how you performed in their interim assessment. Some were shocked. So some would say, when I say were shocked, they were positively shocked. Some too were negatively shocked. Then I tell you, don't worry. We know it's MCQ. So it doesn't allow you the allowance of, expressing yourself, so we can know your intentions. You may know deduction versus induction and how one varies from the other. But if we put in soundness and what have you, may not realize that this is not just valid, but it's also sound. And the option is asking you to choose just that. So if it's objective, it points you to the specific. You don't know, you don't know. You know, you know. No middle line. And you are either doing well or not doing well. So we put in these at our peril. We struggle for that because when I say we, the examiner is now going to sit and grade. That's work, but it helps you at least be able to award some effort to see that the student had an idea, the student can use it, what have you. It's work, but if it helps the student, that's fine. We put in some short answers. So I'm showing you my Sakai now. The announcement to your Sakai, that's what I mean. In other words, your course site, which is accessible to what I'm showing you is accessible to you if you were. So I'm addressing my DE students now, okay? Main campus and College of Health Science are fine. We have some few main campus students left to upload their result because the linking was done late by the college academic. It's a chain work. So someone does something and another person is able to continue to do her work and stuff like that. Your registration is not a lecture thing. But main campus and College of Health Science they are doing fine. If you have colleagues, they ask them. When I say they are doing fine, ask them. And stop being unnecessarily petty because you put the examiner in a frame of mind that would, if you're not careful, will deal with you as you deserve. And you will not be happy. Okay, if you thought that you were going to see A, B, C, D. What did even the course outline, which is the original starting document say? You do short answers and multiple choice questions. That's what your course outline said. Your exam had short answers. They were not essays. They were short answers. Respond. And multiple choice questions. There were multiple choice questions there. There were short answer questions there. The original intention, and it had been so years back, till last semester and this semester, was for DU students to do their final exam also offsite, online. The examining team continually detects something that I don't want to put on record, that it embarrasses, us. But maybe it's not everyone. Not maybe. Look at the numbers we are dealing with thousands of students. So even if 50 people were caught, in ways that are not pleasant and undermines the integrity of an exam, it still masks the whole thing. We are talking about thousands of students. But if some won't do independent work, you can't tell if they are the people sitting by the desk. Even an assignment, open book assignment, feel free and look at what some have said and then write it in your own words. We got 99% plagiarized content. You know that. Those who came to challenge, some went embarrassed, some apologized, some said, "Oh, now I'm even shy," and that's fine. At least fine in the sense that you admit you're wrong. You couldn't do same with your final exam. We don't want you to do that because the final exam is as much as 50 marks. You go copying or allowing someone to do for you or what have you offsite like we intended to. It will cost you a fail. It will give you a fail, a total fail. It's not an assignment. One that you will get a 0 for that 10 marks and still have 90 to contend with. You see? So the offsite was changed. And look at our announcement. As if you were even following the class discussions, it was about the third week that I started telling you, you want to work offsite. When we saw the assignment 1 and how you behaved, last semester, ask last semester student. Last semester was second semester 4, DE 2021, 2022. So it's not a very big class. They are those that we mop up after we've done the first semester block. The first semester is actually the DE people's session for critical thinking. So you have the large number there, but we still have a few the seconds. Ask them whether their exam was online, their final exam was online or in person. You can ask your exam officer. They worked with answer booklets, even their supplementary research students. They used answer booklets. So when you come to the to us, we tell you, look on my screen now respectfully, okay? I'm sure most of you will be listening don't have any issue at all. It's just one or two people, but you can be ambassadors and pass it on and let people who who were surprised at themselves. There was no need to be surprised if you were just engaging content. Those who are engaging content know that some of the questions were detailed discussed and shared to the whole site. Look at the site. The slides are there at your resource too. See, even in this announcement, 2nd April, when a notice that was going to main campus was shared with you as well, I quickly came to tell you that you will not do on-site online using the computers to be supervised. You see, where you will go to a computer lab and sit, and then there will be supervision to ensure that one, you are the one sitting by the machine, doing the work that we are expecting you to do, not someone else. You see that? Main campus could do that because the facility is there. We can't do that for all centers of DE. And according to the instruction from your unit, it can be partially done for certain campuses and not for others. It will be unfair, it can raise legal issues. So then that campus must have the same mode of what assessment. The one then that can be used for all of you where we can supervise. This is final exam. This is not a formative assessment, as your teacher trainee folks will tell us, where we are still forming knowledge in you. So what? So we are not worried so much if you have to look into a textbook and think around the ideas. And we did quite a number of those. So assessment 1, assessment 2. We put that responsibility upon ourselves. Interim assessment, 30 marks. You did that. Assessment 1, 10 marks. Assessment 2, 10 marks. You see, those ones were done off-site. We were not too worried if you had to discuss with someone and get ideas and write, because it's part of the training. Final exam, we don't want that. We want you to do your examining to see if the student who came to take the course has received that content, is able to impact it and use it as required. So we don't want anyone contracted, quote and unquote, who has received good remuneration to be a impersonator. How do we ensure that? The way the university requires it. So then we, the examiner and the examining team, if I say we, representing those who do the grading, say we don't worry, we don't mind. You let us do that extra work of having to mark over 3,000 scripts. Is it your work? Go and sit somewhere and let them supervise you. Go with your ID card, show it and sit down. People woke up to that, I think, very late because the posture perhaps had been that, oh, don't worry, just register and give your ID and your whatever to some Johnny Bravo who is in charge. You know, if you engage content, you know what I mean when I say Johnny Bravo. Johnny Bravo represents any brother or sister anytime I want to make cast insinuations. You give it to Johnny Bravo, expecting that, oh, when it's time for exam, Johnny Bravo will do it, until you realize that, hey, Anyemi, brother, sister, we are supposed to go and do it ourselves. So if you were not used to that, the pressure that will be on you cannot be anybody's. Look, because you're going to do other exams, I don't want to go into all the details of the exam, but look at it very well. The one on gay is detail from your slides. Look at my my announcement to Unit 10, Part 1. This is it. Shared 19th March. 19th March. This is 1st May. You did the exam yesterday. Unit 10, Part 1 recorded. Inside that, share to everyone. Don't talk group here because people like to play unnecessary use. What's the expression? Irrelevant. That's the word. Irrelevant matters. If you play this recording right now, the slides are also there, used in class. It tells you fallacies that are talking about relevance, those that are not relevant. So the categorizations, how certain arguments, or if you like, fallacies are multiply flawed. Their errors are plenty. I talked about a patient having constipation, having headache, and still having malaria infection. One person sitting in front of the doctor can have all those three. You play it. Is that the gayism thing? That is a gay you know, like today is May Day, it's a happy day. Christmas is gay, it's a gay time, a time to be happy, to be excited. The Yuletide gay. That thing is ditto from the slides. Discussed in class, shared to the sites, all the sites, just in case someone wasn't present at the discussion time. Copy to your email. Where is your excuse? Look at it, is there. This one, unit 10, part 1. Go and play it. Someone has sent me an email. I said 3 people have sent an emails, and I know students, you know, the trend and how they want to. I don't know, sometimes it's funny when you are rather try, what you are doing is to help that very student who scored 3/30 in the IE when it's MCQ, and you can't do anything about it. The thing is at the site. 3/30, exam 2 is managing 12/50. If you put together, it's 15/80. I2, excuse me, interim assessment. We have done the 2. The other one is assessment 1, 2/10, because plagiarized, 100% plagiarized, 99%. I showed you some. I said, if you push me to the wall, I'll come and roll it like this for people to see names and the flagged content. And we'll go and sometimes flagged for some reasons that you may not be sure. You open it, is ditto from start to finish, just the name that is different. What don't you have a shame? I'm talking to that 1 or 2 persons. So if you are not the one, just enjoy the thing. Let it be like music in your ears and use it to help others. When they are all over the place, finding some straw to hold on to, because the flood is taking them along. When they know that even their finger is bigger than the straw, how can the straw help you through the flood? Take responsibility. Take it. When something goes wrong and you know that you could have done this, take that responsibility. It's a sign of what? A leader. The world hasn't come to an end. So when you take it, you say, I should have done this. It's a good sign that you are going to make progress. Okay? Than looking for who and what to pass responsibility to. It is a very bad sign. That's why I've taken time out. I'm with the family out there. See that I had to move the children from here. It's May Day. I shouldn't be working today. I said, no, people will be unnecessary to a start of that. Not people, even those 2 or 3 that I've seen in my email should still be attended to. So what have I said so far? That is unit 10 part 2 recording is there. This is unit 10 part 1 record. Look at when they were all posted. I know students. Some. 19th. See the other one, part 2, 28. That's a week after. Unit 9 on the causal reasoning thing, where you see J.S. Mill says 4 methods of causal reasoning, that you are just supposed to see, detect which of them helps you to diagnose the scenario, the problem, or what is causing the food poisoning. It's there. It's just applied. So tell me, is it a method of agreement, the method of difference, if you were that doctor that has to do the diagnosis? The people ate certain meals, one ate it, so and so. You are going to write other exams. So just try to figure, because I can do a whole discussion of that paper. This is supposed to be a very easy paper, and people have said thank yous. Thank yous. Because they know that they are on their way to A. You are coming to write A, you say, I speak for me and so people. Speak for yourself. Atalutu. Or tell a man. Jenny Bravo, speak for yourself. If you can't carry your load, don't say we can't see. You and who can see the screen? Say, I can't see. It might be that there's an internet problem at your end, or it might be that your screen has dimmed a bit, a little brush up on it. Don't say we, you and who. We are suffering in Ghana. You and who are suffering. In this same Ghana, people bought 3 cars yesterday. Huh? To say, I am suffering. Let help come to you. Don't say we are suffering. You and who, sir or ma. That's why I've had to come. Because if you make it a collective issue, then it means I'm supposed to pull those group of people and ask them questions. Meanwhile, they haven't said anything. Listen, Unit 9 is also there. It discusses the 4 methods of reason. I've touched on that. Cause and effect is inductively. So do a diagnosis and tell me that if I applied, say, the method of agreement, it would mean that so and so and so, or maybe the method of difference, or perhaps the joint method. I'm not giving any answers because I want you to focus on your other exam. without any stress. Whatever you have written is written. The grapher. What is written is written. We can't change it. So let us do our marking. And the scripts haven't even reached us yet. It's so much work that we have put upon us. So my colleague, predecessor said, I'm going to mark all this. I said, oh, maybe anything. Say, yeah, let them do this in videos. I said, oh, don't worry, we'll work on it. No hard feelings intended, but who wants to carry that kind of a burden? Grading? Because that way the student may have just written agreement. It might be wrong, but at least the person has an idea of the causal, arguments proffered by JSN. You can give 2 out of 5 for that effort. Unlike objectives that people struggled with. Then you come and stand there. Someone went to quote a course outline. Offsites online. So you haven't engaged the course the way you have behaved. It means you came into the course day 1 and that is it. Look, you cannot do that in critical thinking. The system will catch you when the fundamentals are not right. Our dear Vice President said that the whatever will expose you. You have been exposed. Those few people, as though they are striking. The gate is dito. Go and look at informal fallacy, the multiply flawed one. That's what I'm showing you. They are recordings. They are there. The slides are at the resource too. Then I've shared the work itself to understand. If you did your own reading, what is all this running around? Okay. Now, the unit 9. So I just showed you unit 9. Let me go here quickly. And then the makeup assignment, if you are playing the recording, the announcement I've given, I said, I have blocked the makeup, the results for the makeup. I've blocked it because it's causing confusion. Only a few people had to do the makeup. Makeup means they missed assessment 1, 10%, assessment 2, also 10%. Come and make up for what you have lost. Only few people. We were not even expecting 30 people or so to do it. More than 700 people did it. I nearly insisted on what I said. If you had already done it and you do it again, creating unnecessary problems for us, we'll score you 0. We just score 0 for attempting it again. That's all. Then we move on. But you still have to put a human face to it. So we have revised that. And you can tell main campus folks. That's why I said they've gone home smiling. Even an upward shift to make up for possible human contingencies and what have you. You won't allow us to have that posture. Unnecessary pettiness. It sometimes puts everyone off when you have that posture. You can legitimately ask for clarity for things. But there are certain things, they are necessary. When you ask, and I say, oh, what was your problem? Oh, Doc, I thought it was all multiple choice. I say, oh, but did you look at the announcement? When was the last time you joined the course? Some are very sincere, they tell Doc sincerely. I go to night all the time. So this course party, all I do is I wait till last minute. This course I'm doing the investing. And I go and I say, but if you do that, yeah, you have issues with boss. I mean, this is a fair, the person admits that I haven't engaged content. But others come, they are looking for who to blame. I was expecting objective. Yeah, expecting, are you the examiner? What did the examiner tell you? As later, so let's go now. See, that's unit 9 recording on your screen. See, announcement. Look at when it was put there. Recording. I even use the recorder. I don't want to go to slides. Recorded content with voice on it. A class session. Shared. So that if you miss the class cry, which you shouldn't miss, you still don't have to miss the content. Look at the date, 12 March. Or you think I just conjured this date? Look at the time, 7:41 p.m. It means I would have done the class earlier. I sit, pull it out, upload it on the channel, make it accessible to you. You will learn it. I said those 2 people, not all of you. Those who learned today, they are smiling. They are smiling. Just praying that the 69 will become 75. Finally. And that's one day, like I told you earlier, that's how we grade. It's an university exam. So grading, you shift and move people to belong somewhere so that the one who goes 0 and the one who goes 44, according to the university, are all F. Yes. That's a grading skill. See, when we are grading you, when you build a house and you are grading, you know how to do it. It's the grading scale. So the one who got 80 and the one who got 99 are all A students. They are graded the same. So there will be shiftings, normally shifted up. No one shifted one down. So there will be upward shifts. But you have to be high up there. The one who has more will be given. That's what it means. If some people, even if you are 30, Brian, see how I said 30, he's still going to receive. Yes. Now how can you blame your working tools if you assignment 1, 2 over? So assignment 2, 1. Why 1 and 2? A few people, this time I'm dealing with the 1 out of the 99. Like my father and him. I've left the 99 who are doing fine. I'm addressing the 1. Because it's only one bad nut that can spoil the soup. I'm interested in that. Then as interim assessment, which is over 30, the person got 3, 12. If it's even 12 over 30, it's good. Because it is just about 60%. About check and see. It's almost getting to half. But people 3. Why? How can someone get 3? Because it's objectives. It's critical thinking. The short answer, the person didn't even see that they are short answers. How? You see, then we are going to do final exam too. Apart from that, we want to maintain integrity. We want you to do well because you have engaged the content. We are not fixated on failing students. What will we gain? We want you to get the knowledge and the training. You have it, we believe. You have access to the content. So now it was time to examine you, show that you know stuff. Then we can use that to grade you. So short answer questions. It's over 10. Maybe I will do one attempt to do how you are answering. We know the person knows causal reason. The person knows JS Mills, but the person can use it if there's an outbreak, an investigator or an immigration officer at the borders for us. He can apply cause and effect reasoning to say, wherever we see this brother, we hear of laptop thievery. Wherever he was found, there was a thievery or stealing of a laptop. He's trying to apply the method of agreement. That's what he's doing. Could there be a causal connection? That's what we are interested in, Tom, brothers and sisters. So if you show just that sign, there over 10, there could be 8. And maybe the substantive content may not necessarily be correct, but we are checking the critical ability. So come and write. You are flaring up. You are looking for A, B, or C, so that when you look inside, even a BFA, then you say second semester. And the second semester, the exam is not our exam, it's NHA. As I stop quarreling with your tools and focus. So I asked the question, was there any question there that or any content there that wasn't discussed? Someone put, the third guy put multiply flawed. We didn't discuss the topic multiply flawed. Now we say, hey, you don't know. You don't understand what is multiply flawed. The thing has multiple flaws. It was discussed. It didn't even have to be discussed. It's language. Should I teach you English? Respectfully. Tell me the various errors that one passage is committing. The various fallacies that one passage is committing. Inside it, you could see appealing to the masses. I said, look at Unit 10, the part 2 is there. Look inside. That's towards the end of it. It's clearly discussed there. Ditto. The fallacies that are about relevance. The fallacies that are about the change of the subject matter. That is what we call fallacies that are discussing. We say the thing is a fallacy because it is irrelevant to the conclusion being drawn. So we are discussing something about presidency. They say, Anado cannot be president. We say, why do you say? Because he's too short. We say, but it's diversionary. His height is irrelevant to his qualification for presidency. That's why ad hominem, this logistic, will be considered a fallacy of relevance, or some say fallacy of irrelevance. So I put both there. You say it wasn't discussed. Valid and sound, or deductive and valid versus inductive and cogent. You say you don't know that. Unit 6. Those are the 2 objectives we put there. You say you don't know. It wasn't discussed. What else? I'm sure someone says, Doc, don't mind that brother. Please mark our thing for us and let's see our AM move our way forward. Then you will see it too. Why? So then that was Unit 9. Then see, Unit 6, Part 2. Here is it, a record. It was sent to the site. Faith Match, everyone, not to my groups or to some groups. No, those who were busily engaging people's WhatsApp platform, political students who are politics oriented, mostly are doing that. They are the people, sometimes almost like a distraction. So I had to keep invading some platforms and tell them dissolve it, because you are telling them things, in most cases, that is not what the instructor is saying. So the people are not going to the site and they are distant students. They're listening to you. Oh, that's okay, thinking. It's the objectives. When you go, objectives ABC, ABC. You. Meanwhile, the instructor has put on the site as late as early as February or something that you will work on site using answer booklets. You will answer short answers and some multiple choice questions. Was the exam not short answers and multiple choice question? It was. Where's your stress? Why on-site and not online on-site, as was on the course outline? Well, did you see the update that was sent to you by announcement weeks ago, after we noticed that integrity is an issue? Even as late as last semester, we thought that students will learn. I won't say much beyond that. So come and sit and write. Use answer book and let us read. What was the third thing? Content. Unit 6, 7, 9, and 10. Clearly communicated to you. Reduce your noise, okay? Unit 6, 7, 9, and 10. Look at Unit 7 record. See, there it is. Unit 7. You even use it for the interim message. It's still there. A link, voice, slides, lecture, talking to everybody. See, look at the date. Where is it? 26 February. Same with Unit 6, the Part 1. Everything is there. As at Saturday evening, he wrote on Sunday morning, early morning. Saturday evening, the student will send a message. Doc, please, connotation and denotation, is it the same as antecedent and consequent? I say, hey, auntie, connotation and denotation is Unit 2. Unit 2. You're learning Unit 2 for exam. Now you're going to write the next morning. Yeah, you are still jittery to the extent of asking questions as late as Saturday evening about Unit 2. Clearly telling that the person is not part of the course. What are you going to do with Unit 2 in the final exam? You see, those are the signs. You should be looking out for each other and stop looking for who to blame. Okay, so all those informations were there. And so what? And so I want you to keep looking on my screen. I said it is accessible to yours too, to you too. And when you go to your Sakai, see this one. Just to wrap it up for you and to give you some certitude in your minds when you're going to write. This is as late as 28 April. You're writing 30th, so 2 days to the time. I summed everything up. By then it was clear that your timetable for the exam thing, I was very clear in my mind. Understand there's not your lecturers or examiners that determine what day and time you write your final exam. No, it's the university that does that through its units. So even the lecturer will receive a provisional notice, just like you, the student, receive. Then you work with it until it is finalized. If the university says, no, we put you on 23rd, but because of one or two reasons that has come to our notice, we are now putting you on 26th. It's not the lecturer that determines that. For you to think that the lecturer has put our thing on Sunday morning or evening or something, and it's now coming to tell us. Your lecturer doesn't do that way. Supplementary receive students of distance education. The unnecessary stress I receive from 2 or 3 emails of yours is misdirected. No one said you were writing supplementary receipt exam. I'm not your college academic officer. When I sent Mr. Musa an email, he said, oh, but we have put it in the provisional notice that for students to see. Supplementary receipt for DE is yet to be done. I said, I'm shocked. They won't even send an email to ask. They send to query why you have given supplementary receipt exam without telling them who said it. I said, who? Me. Have I given you a supplementary? Main campus students were writing supplementary. Are you a main campus student? The thing I talk about when I say stop going to course, WhatsApp, Telegram platforms that have been created by so-called people that are not authorized to, which sometimes people misunderstand. They think that you don't want someone else to do. It's the misdirection that we are stressed about. So Mr. Moses said, oh, Doc, please with that. So I said, I got 3 emails from you today. I could have ignored it, but I am a little bit sometimes unnecessarily motherly in my pushing towards students. So I thought I should check with you. Thank you. It was a weekend. I interrupted the big man's weekend. When he has put notice there for you as supplementary receipt. Supplementary receipt is done after the regular exam. Now, D is now writing their regular end of semester exam. You are angry. Okay? Then somebody said, you haven't given us venues. Doc, please, your prompt response is, when me, I'm catabrowing myself into the spirit on Sunday to see where God will take me to. You say that the whole unit called D has given you timetable without venues. So you know you are writing. And it's an early paper, 7:30. So how can we know our venue? These things are not helpful to us if people have to sit up to their response. I can see some of the emails, very arrogant. So I said, let me call exam officer and find out. I felt so uncomfortable. It's a weekend. People work hard. So Saturday, they should rest. But respectfully, he picked my call. I said, sir, please, Mr. So-and-so, Dr. Apia, said, please, I said, hey, doctor. He calls me Dr. Bafu. Dr. Bafu. Dr. Bafu. Dr. Apia, the third one, I said, don't worry. Minia, now we tell my now student. Say, how can we send out schedules without venues? Where they will write. We have seen that it is so and so there, so and so there. We can't tell you where. This student, I said, if it is done, then no worries. I just wanted, he said, but it will be done. So leave them. I'm trying to show you how you stress everybody around. Because you will read. And I'm not talking to the whole class. They know themselves. Okay. I can show you emails if they push me. I can show you querying the whole institution and our operations. People, look at what I put as late as 28 April. There it is. Dear UGRC 150 DE student, highlighted for a reason so that you see it, that I'm addressing you. In case you go and put it on the WhatsApp and what have you, where everybody is. Final exam, 50%. Sit in. Should have been enough. I put in bracket again, using answer booklet. So for you to understand that when we say sitting, you use answer booklet. Do you have the university's answer booklet in your house at home? Stamped and dated. Authorized. I should tell you that I have to move to a place, even if you didn't understand anything. Just this should tell you. Kindly note the following, blah, 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 blah. 1, your exam will be 1 hour, 30 minutes. 2, you answer short answer type questions and some MCQs. Emphasized here, days to the exam, so that you are sure, coming from the instructor. What are the units? 6, 7, 9, 10. You are learning unit 2. When you finish, you are stressed. Where should you send your queries? Look at the email I've given you for queries. People still put it in the UG email. Sometimes it takes days. Sometimes I respond thinking you're a philosophy student. Before you come back later. Sometimes I thought it's main. You see, listen to simple instructions and keep them. Okay. Then I give you an assurance that you focus on your exam now. All issues about assignment, what have you, if they are legitimate ones, look at my announcement. They will be addressed. But right now, your attention should go on the 50% that you are supposed to earn. It will help you. If the continuous assessment, you've made even 40 over 50, you've done well, but still F until you top up. So focus on the 50 now, so that you know how to top up. Okay, now to address the final matter, then I'll rest. The makeup I've told you, they will be released when I'm done with all grading. When we release it, then you will know that your assignment 1 mark, assignment 2 mark. If there are makeups, then they show 0. It won't worry you because you have marks for the assignment 1 and 2. The zeros you see after that for makeups are not zeros that count because you were not required to do makeup. Then the one who doesn't have assignment 1 mark and assignment 2 mark will now focus on what he or she earned at the makeup. That is what will replace it. You see, that kind of thing. It's clearer than when you go and release it, then as you are grading, exam, people are telling you, Doc, please, I wasn't supposed to do the makeup, but I see 0. I don't know what they do understand anything. They won't read. So it will be unnecessary back and forth. So right now, there is no mark showing your grade book for the makeups. They have been blocked, covered. And I've given you notice to that effect. I'm still receiving notice. Asking, why? I did the makeup and they have given me 0. I didn't copy. And then they say, yeah. It's fine. When you come down, what did the announcement say to that? Have you read it? So the final thing, 30%, excuse me, the receipt student who enrolled as late as 11th week. You are coming to do a course you failed earlier. The semester given to us by University of Ghana is 11 weeks. You coming onto the course site, 10th week, 9th week, for a regular receipt. It's not a supplementary receipt. Supplementary receipt is 100%. It's just another attempt at the exam. You don't have any obligations with the instructor. So you go to the exam and finish. That's supplementary receipt. If you want that, go and register for that. But if you say, I'm doing a regular receipt, it means you are telling the university that I didn't understand the content, so I want to learn it again, like any regular student, and hopefully pass it this time around. Then you come in 11th week, 10th week, 9th week, 8th week of 11-week semester. How? I should have just blocked my attention from you and continued with my work, because we are not here to come and just try your luck. You are here to learn the content, but we have to manage it well, put a human face to it. Because one, a student may have been engaging the content, or this was an online taught course, all they needed is the link, would have been engaging content in it fully, just having a technical issue of moving that registration from the MIS or ITS onto Sakai. Maybe he or she missed his ID, what's the term? Password and PIN or whatever, and it was being corrected for him or her. The course is taught online, assessed online. So he or she couldn't do the interim assessments. How do we differentiate such a student from the one who was just negligent and truant throughout? You can't do anything. Okay, so this is my way out. And I said that, and I've written that, and I've put it in recordings over and over again. Go and write the final exam, which is originally over 50, because the continuous assessments are 30 for IA, 10 for assessment 1, 10 for assessment 2, totaling 50. So 50 here plus final exam 50 is 100. Okay? So you go and do the over 50. That is all the records you will have. Reciter, not regular student. Reciter. Not all reciters who registered late, enrolled late. The site shows you those people. When you do the final exam and you get 32 over 50, for example, we will convert that and I'll file it on my record, because normally it shouldn't be. But there's a technical issue to do it. Some Sakai had, whoever is enrolling or whatever the systemic issues are, they are for the university to think around. But the students still got onto the site as late as the 9th week, when we have done 9 weeks, opened a makeup assessment to make up for those that lost. All those things are passed. The students are still managed to get onto the site. It can be a student issue only. So we can't gloss over it, but we have to manage it well. I would have filed it. So your 32 over 50 becomes 64 over 100. Simple conversion. It will be a pass for you. Telling us that then the student was really learning. Because if not, he or she couldn't answer the questions. But he has been able to answer. It means he or she didn't get the opportunity to do assignment 1, assignment 2, and interim assessment. It's a fair deal. He or she still earned it. Then those who got to do it will work out your assignment over plus the exam and get your over 100 nicely. I want you to understand how long I'm talking, as if I owe you that explanation. I don't. But I take that responsibility of making you understand on behalf of the team so that there's clarity. Then people don't push their responsibilities of not engaging content on someone. It is not anybody's issue, it's yours. Okay? So that's what I'm doing. Now, if you go and do the final exam, resit late register without IE and whatever, go and do the final exam, sister, over 50, and you get 10 over 50. How is that my problem? 10 over 50 is 200. You add a marginal addition of 10 marks. It's 30. You say their own, they make 20. It's 40. Every one of them is receipt. It tells you that the student didn't engage the content. Finito. And this one, the student came to write supervised. So it is a student, plus or minus, not at home. So write the exam, focus on the exam. When the receiver sent me a message, those people will say, oh, doc, we came in later. I said, focus on your exam and do it. That is what will count. I said, I don't know if it is difficult for some to understand that English, or I needed to, because I've said it in recordings. If you look at the class discussions, which hosted a lot of you, I kept repeating them. Do the final exam, because we are also accountable. I cannot just say all of a sudden I've opened and opened and opened. How? Indefinitely? How? It's university. We are not joking. So go and earn a mark that is originally over 50. And let us see your performance of that mark over 50. We will work that over 100 for you coming in late. Some of you, not because of you, but because the system enrolled you onto Sakai late or something like that. Do that. And also people don't understand. Now I think a lot to do. That was the last thing I wanted to touch on. Okay. So your exam questions were as accessible to you as we could help you with. If there comes the very big conditional if you were doing your homework of what engaging content, and all those content I showed you earlier are at your announcement tool. When I say at your announcement tool, there's a resource tool one. Initially, we even doing the sessions for us. Time was, we had started, we said, look, just go to the resource tool and pull them. I said, because I engage you, I do recordings and share with you. My colleagues, Dr. Morgan, Mr. Okansi will do same. The tutors that met you, sometimes there'll be two of us online at the same time, all in the bid to serve you well. Okay, I kept giving feedback. Look at a word for me when I did the assessment grading. I give feedback to put people on track, to tell you the way you are doing X or Y or Z not helping. And here we are now. Okay, and people, I hope that I've been able to thrash out most of your concerns, if there was any at all, or the 2 or 3 Ajeni Mbuachen who says he or she is speaking for so and so and so administration. Masa, I say, cry your own cry. If you fear you are going to risk it, cry your own cry. We want to work on this as quickly as we can. As soon as we receive your script from your unit, I'm sure will compile from all the outstations, put them together and get it to us. We'll work feverishly, but with what? As much diligence as we can. And with a lot of liberal, like I've already told you, posturing, because the rationale really is to give you a critical thinking tutelage and practical content for use. The rationale is not to be interested so much in failing you or no. That is at the far end of our focus. Examining you is at the far end, because you didn't come to university to do a course. Maybe you came to do a cons or social something. But this is required by the university, so we add it to you. It shouldn't come and stress you, but all depend on you. I hope that this recording helps us all. Okay. When I'm done with grading, I'll put a notice first on your course site telling you that final results for your exam has been released. You see that? Then I will send a notice when final uploads are done on Sakai. I will do all that. If I think that the back and forth doesn't help, then we'll pull your interim assessment and put it on your final. I mean, you receive constant notification from us. That's all I'm saying. So focus on your course site, not on WhatsApp platforms. I wish you well. My name is Dr. Nancy Miles, Bafo Jimfi. With best regards. God bless you.